We had, well, brief history on Daddy. We went to Birmingham in 1953. He was called to be the pastor of Bethel Baptist Church. And Reverend Motley had accepted that church and decided that he didn't want it. And they had gone to school at Selman University. And Reverend Motley tells a joke that they were so poor that at Selman University that for breakfast they had grits and gravy, and for dinner they had gravy and grits. But they were wonderful friendships, wonderful friendships. So Daddy came to Bethel, and he was the NAACP membership chairman in 1955 when the governor outlawed the NAACP in Alabama. Within a week, he formed the Alabama Christian Movement for human rights, not black rights, but human rights. They met every Monday night, which turned out to be eventually 39 churches in Birmingham, Alabama. The people, the firemen would often come in and say, there's a fire, we have to evacuate. Of course, you got to do what the firemen would say. So they stopped the meetings, stopped the singing, the preaching, and the whatever strategizing they would do, and go out. Finally, Daddy said, I'm just tired of you all interrupting our meeting. He said, you know what, there is a fire in here, but it's a fire you can't put out.
That's right.
And Mr. Andrew Mannis took that title and wrote the book, on Daddy's life. Well, when I was 11 years old and he was membership chairman, he formed the movement. There was a time that Daddy had his hand in everything in Birmingham that was not right for humans, housing, schools, desegregation of the police, but he did it all. And specifically, she mentioned the Brown case in 54. Well, 3 years later, September 1957, the order from the Supreme Court was that the southern schools should desegregate with all deliberate speed. Daddy thought they wasn't doing it fast enough, so he took my sister and I, Nathaniel Lee. Reverend Pfeiffer was driving, my mother, to Phillips High School. When we pulled up, there was a mob crowd, and I really didn't think we were going to get out of the car. But he did, and they immediately began to beat him with chains and things. My mother got out, she was stabbed. I opened the door, they got me on the ankle. I don't know if he was keeping me from the crowd. You know, that might have been the thing. But anyway, we left, and that was September 57. We won that case, Ruby Frederica Shuttlesworth versus the Birmingham Board of Education. We won in 1963 when Daddy escorted Dwight and his brother to GRAAMA Elementary School. And then, the next thing I want to tell you about, when I graduated from Parker High School, a black school. Our parents had to buy used books and had to pay for them. And so we didn't get the best thing, but we passed the school, Phillips High School, on the way to Parker. So he petitioned for us to go there, that's why we were there. But after Phillips High School, the next thing that happened was, heard of the Freedom Riders?
Yes.
Yes.
They came, that guy there that's bleeding,
Yes.
that's James Peck. His family is very, very rich, but he came to suffer for other people. They came to our home. He was so bloody. You know, and you have a guest room in your house. My mother had a beautiful white spread. Never able to use that spread again. Just could not clean it. But he came, not my color, but came for me and others like me. There were a lot of people that did a lot of different things. And the Freedom Riders, you know, those children left their schools. They were in college. They made their wills before they left. They were trained to do what they had to do. People need to know the sacrifices that these people have made. That's why I'm so thankful that Jackie has written these books, okay? These were ordinary people inspired by their love for God and their fellow human beings to go out and sacrifice their life.
Yes.
I was very happy when I was 18 years old to hear my father speak at the very first march on Washington. And the one that I went to, the 50th march, everything was pushed back. You couldn't get near that fountain. When my feet were in that fountain, not the, you know, the big square thing, because it was so hot. It was the first time that I had seen, no, that wasn't the first time I had marched with white people. When I went to college in Cincinnati at 16, it was the first time I'd ever been in classes with white people. And I'm just thankful that people now realize the sacrifices that were made. But we must tell our children that it's up to them to do what is right. If it's to be this thing called freedom and equal rights and justice, it's up to me. What can I do? We said to these children in all white school, we said to them, you were given a gift of life.